Hello everyone, welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, and in this video we're going to be previewing the Haydock Sprint Cup, one of our big race previews. It's a good renewal this year, they finally made the declarations now, and in this video we'll go through some of the runners and riders that are lining up in this year's renewal. Also as well, we'll look at some key trends to help you try and find the profile of the winner if you want to have a bet in this race. So hopefully we can do that for you, and we'll kick things off by going straight in. Now this year's favourite is Harry Angel, trained by Clive Cox. Adam Kirby's put for the ride. Now this horse is the defending champion in this race, where arguably he put up a career best last time to win on heavy ground. Now a lot of people that day thought he wouldn't like the ground, but he absolutely bolted clear, and it was a very impressive performance by Harry Angel. This year things haven't really gone his way. He won on his reappearance at York, then he went to Royal Ascot and he had a bit of an accident in the stalls which kind of made him get an injury, and we haven't really seen him since. So that's the question mark over Harry Angel. And also as well, there's also one or two other factors to fit in. Could he bounce back as well? Because he hadn't been that impressive in my opinion actually when he did win at York. And to be fair, he actually does run really well everywhere except Ascot. Ascot is his bogey track, but he has to go to Ascot because of the amount of good races there are on offer there for him. So he has to go, but he's never really delivered there. And he's often had one or two excuses as well when he's gone there. Now, my only concern is, at the moment, he's too short for me to win this race. He's 5-4 with bookmakers at the moment, with a lot of firms as best odds. And I thought this field was very competitive, and some of them have progressed this season, which we'll touch upon. Also, as well, the conditions could be interesting. There's meant to be a bit of rain at Haydock going through Saturday morning, and it's going to make that ground get even softer. It's described as good to soft at the moment. There could be a little bit of rain even before we get to Saturday, a few showers around Haydock. So if the ground's going to soften up, we might want to be looking at horses that handle the conditions. But we do know that Harry Angel can win on heavy ground because he did so last year. But I think there could be one or two other issues with Harry Angel, like can he come back from the injury, and also as well, can he bounce back from a disappointing run anyway, even if he wasn't injured. And I like to think maybe he can, and it would be a great training performance by Clive Cox, but I'm just tempted by a few of the other horses this year. Now, probably the best horse, or the two best horses I think that can challenge our favourite Harry Angel, is Sir Dancealot, who's been very progressive this season. He's only 4 years old as well. He's trained by David Ellsworth. Gerard Mossay's been having a bit of a rejuvenation in his career, been riding this horse to victory, picked up wins at Glorious Goodwood, and then also as well won the Group 2 at Newbury a couple of weekends ago. Over 7 furlongs, however, and I think maybe that could just go against Sir Dancealot. We'll know he should be running on strongly at the end. He's more been running over the 7 furlongs, and he's dropping back to 6 furlongs on Saturday. But he is a good, attractive each-way price at the moment. There'll probably be 4 places on the day as well with a few bookmakers. I thought 8-1 could be an interesting bet here, and he was only a couple of lengths behind Harry Angel when they met at York. So, yeah, there could be a little bit of overturning to do there with the form, but maybe if things don't go Harry Angel's way, you know Sir Dancealot is going to be there or thereabouts at the end to possibly pick up the pieces and win. And we know that he finishes really strongly at the end. But his form of Glorious Goodwood was okay. Breton Rock came out and ran in that race at Newbury, but Soudoir, who was second that day, didn't run the best race in a Group 3 at York. So not the worst form, but maybe there could be something else that could come out the woodwork. Also as well, I quite like the Tinman. Now this one has been really unlucky this year. He's a bit of an old favourite of mine, this horse. Trained by James Fanshawe. Oisin Murphy as well, very interesting jockey booking, is put for the ride. He's riding plenty of winners at the moment. This horse has been quite unlucky this year. I thought he was unlucky at Royal Ascot when he finished 4th. Also as well, he ran a cracker over in Deauville a few weeks ago when he finished in 3rd place from a really tricky draw. That was an impressive performance that day. Also as well, he's ran really well in these races before. He finished 3rd last year and then 2nd the year before that. He can handle a little bit of cut in the ground, even though he hasn't won on it. He's made the frame a few times when he has run on easier ground, so shouldn't discount him. But I just think that there could be something else that comes out of the woodwork and we'll touch upon it in a minute. We then look at some of the other runners. Tasli, interesting, hasn't really been out. He's more of a soft ground specialist, trained by William Haggis. Daniel Tudhope is booked for the ride. That one's around about 10 to 1 shot with bookmakers at the moment. Also as well, you've got James Garfield, who ran really well in France last time. I think there could be maybe something better than him. However, he is a 3-year-old, and 3-year-olds have got a very good record in this race. In fact, all the winners since 2013 have been 3-year-olds, so it's kind of a key trend to follow, and they do get that age allowance. So yeah, I think there could be a possibility case for James Garfield, and it'd be interesting as well. Frankie Dettori's riding an Able at Kempton, then he's going all the way up to Haydock for it, so he's got a bit of a quick turnaround. But I'm just not sure about James Garfield. But then again, he could maybe be one that picks up the pieces. Sands of Mali as well, an interesting contender. Won a Group 2 earlier in the year. Also as well, he's 16-1 bookmakers at the moment, which I thought was a good, fair price. 3-year-old allowance. Also as well, trained by Richard Fahey. Paul Hannigan is booked for the ride. He likes cutting the ground as well. Things haven't gone his way too many times recently, but I thought if it is a bit of easiness in the ground, Sands of Mali could be a player. But the one I'm going to take a bit of a gamble on, and I thought he was a really good each way price at the moment, is Gustav Klimt, trained by Aidan O'Brien, who actually has never won the race. Ryan Moore is booked for the ride. It's his sole runner in the race as well, and I thought it was a really interesting move going back from 7 furlongs and a mile back to 6 furlongs, and I think this could be a bit of a good plan here. This kind of reminds me of possibly the US Navy Ranger or US Navy flag horse, I should say, for Aidan O'Brien, which won a really good race earlier in the year, going out from the front. Kind of these tactics where maybe they quite haven't found the trip, but if they could get it up in the front, maybe Gustav Klimt could go really well. He also as well won't mind a bit of cutting the ground. I think he doesn't quite stay a mile, so going back down in trip should suit. Also as well, he was a little bit disappointing though, however, at Newbury last time out when he was favourite for that Group 2 at Newbury, and he could only muster 5th place. But I thought the drop back and trip could be interesting. And also as well, don't rule off Don Juan Triumph at 40-1 with bookmakers at the moment. He absolutely loves soft ground. He's won over the course and distance before, trained by Andrew Boulding, who's had a fantastic season, picks up a lot of winners as well, especially on the big Saturdays at the moment. And even he could be one that could make the frame if they're paying 4 places in a few places. So yeah, so it's quite wide open, I thought, this year. I think Harry Angel is definitely worth taking on at the prices. You're going to get quite a few good each way bets, I think, in this race. I think if I had to go for my final top 3, I'm going to go Gustav Klimt to win at 25-1. I'm going to go to Dancealot in 2nd place. And then I'm going to go the Tinman would be my 3rd selection there. I reckon Harry Angel will probably finish in about 4th or 5th place. Now you might think I'm bonkers, but I have called it right with some of these races already this year. I called it with Batash for the Nunthorpe. I said he would get beaten, and he did. Also as well, I said that Saxon Warrior wouldn't even place in the first 3 in the Derby, and it didn't, did it? So for me, I know this might seem a bit of outrageous that I'm going on about Harry Angel, but I just think that bookmakers, obviously they're not willing to take a chance with Harry Angel because they do know he's a class animal on his day, but I just think it could be too much of an ask for Harry Angel, and I would maybe do something like Sky Bet request a bet what the odds of him not to finish in the first 3. It'll be interesting to see if you get a price on that. I actually had a little side bet on Saxon Warrior not to make the first 3 in the Derby, and he finished 4th, and I got odds on that of 7-2, so I was quite happy with that one there. But yeah, that's going to be my selection. It's going to be Gustav Klimt, the Dancealot, and then the Tinman. But also as well, there could be quite a few other candidates you could make something for. I think Don Juan Triumphant, like I said, wouldn't be surprised to see him in the top 3. Also as well, Tasli can go well fresh, and he could maybe make the frame as well. But they're going to be my selections there for the Group 1 at Haydock on Saturday. Let us know your your selections in the comments box below. Also as well, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Also as well, you can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @LuckyLoaders15. Sorry you've had to listen through all that waffle, and probably none of those selections will do any good, but that's the three that I think will run really well in the race and is my top three. So that's all I got to say really, so hopefully we can get it right. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.